Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, and today we're going to look at a brand new feature, one of the coolest features actually, the highlighter replay. EA introduced something new for us this time around, right? If you want to save fantastic goals, iconic goals, bangers, you know, if you want to apply cool filters, replays, edit your videos in-game, EA introduced this new feature and we are going to look at it right about now. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and let's get into it, guys. Now, unlike other games, this time EA has put something creative, right? Something different, something nice, right? And here, whether you want to save your banger, let me say you've scored a banger, man, you've scored your friend a finance, a free kick, and you want to save it, change the filter and stuff, right? We're going to look at how we can use all these features, right? Let's start with the cameras, you know. So right here, after we select, let me say you liked Mbappe's goal, right? Which I also liked, you know. So you open the goal, and then on the left side we have all these options. We have the cameras, right? We have the broadcast camera, which is basically like a normal camera. It's like an overview. Then we have the hyper motion camera, you know, with all the details and stuff, and that nice sound, you know. And then we have the 360. This is my favorite, man. 360 just rotates around the player. Then bang, you know. We also have the drone. We have the drone camera. This basically, I don't know, you know how drones work, yeah? Overview, side views, and stuff like that. Now, if you look at the bottom corner, and actually rather the bottom center of the screen, you see we have options. If you press box or X, if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, personally I'm playing on PC, if we press that, we get the instant replay, right? So we can edit this goal, right? This was a play, the goal is about 7, it's about 9 seconds, right? So now on the left side we have the cameras, right? We have the orbit. Personally I like the orbit. We have the broadcast, yeah. We have the broadcast. We have the tele. We have the follow wide. We have the follow. We have the follow wide inverted, right? Then we have the follow inverted, yeah. Then we have the sideline camera. We have the sideline. And then we have the pro. I think this pro camera is the second camera that has always been there. The one we use in like Play Pro, the pro camera we use for player career or something. So personally I prefer the orbit. This is my favorite camera. And then we have the speed, which we can manipulate with our right stick, right? You can either increase it and then decrease it. So if you increase it and you have, let's say 5, and then you have that speed, you see that? So it increases the speed and then decreases it, right? Bang! So fast and then back to normal, right? So fast and then back to normal. And then you can move a few frames ahead and you can decide to decrease this, right? Let me say you want like 0.2. Now we have so fast and then bang, we have slow motion, right? Cool, right? And then if we go ahead, we have the filters. Again, on the left side of the screen we have the monochrome, which is a dark filter. Then we have the cool, you know. Then we have the warm. Now I found this interesting, you know, because it's like the 1800s. It's just cute. Then alive, I don't like this one much, but I roll with it. I think I roll with monochrome, because if you decrease it right around there, and then we have that, see, can also have this if you decrease it or increase it, you know. So you can play around with these and choose which one you like, right? Then if we continue to we have effects, we have the vignette, contrast, highlights, and exposure. Those video editors know what most of these are. For example, vignette is basically it darkens or lightens the corners of the video, right? If I increase it, it darkens the corners, you see. If I decrease it, it brightens the corners, you know. I'll bring it back to 0. You can play with this the way you want. And then we have the contrast. I don't know how contrast works, but I think it increases like color of something, right? Like thickens something. For example, you can see the shadows, you can see the areas where the sun, they become darker, the shadows and the color of the video. Or we can fade it, becomes kind of faded, right? I hope I'm using the word, I hope I'm using the definition of contrast right. And then we have the highlights. Highlights, I don't know how to explain this, but you can say that. Oh, highlights is like detail. It sharpens detail, I think. Yeah, it sharpens the details of the picture or something like that. And then exposure. Exposure darkens or brightens, right? This is dark, and then this is darker. You see that? So you can play with all this the way you want. You know, I like the goal, right? So if we enter here and then creator tools, right? At the bottom there we have those. So if you hold the left arrow, you can trim the video, right? And then you can apply that. If you hold the right arrow, you can trim the video, and then you can apply it. So let's say if you move somewhere here,
Mbappe.
So this is, we're going to the orbit camera, right? Now if you move to creator tools, and then somewhere here, if you hold the left arrow, it cuts the video, you see. So our video starts from there instead of starting from the beginning. Now if you come somewhere here and you press the right arrow, it trims the video to the right. And now we only have 2 seconds, right? So when you press it, you can move your RT or L2 and R2, RT and LT on Xbox, and then you can have it where you want. For example, since I want to trim it on the right, I'm going to have it somewhere here, and then you can apply that. So our video is now 5 seconds, and we have taken off the extra 4 seconds, and after that goal it just stops there. You see that? Now somewhere here you can also decide to slice a video, right? If you press the arrow down and hold it, we can trim the video, you see. So we have 2 different videos, you see. Now at the same time we can delete one of these. For example, if we want to take this part where Vinicius passes the ball, right? You hold the arrow up and then that clip is gone. So we have 3 seconds left. So that quite interesting. And then you can duplicate a video as well. If you press triangle on PS5 or X or Y on Xbox, then we have another version of that video, you see. And then you can have it on repeat, right? All right. Now I want us to edit one video, right? One replay here and save it. And you can do all these steps with your own videos, right? But first, I don't know, I have my controller plugged in, but all the time my controls keep switching back to keyboard. I don't know why. I've failed to fix it, but when I flick the controller, it all comes back. All right, so first of all we want to select a camera, right? So you can play around with all these cameras, right? You can have a custom camera, which is this, or I prefer the orbit camera, which is basically the same. Actually, it looks the same. So I prefer the orbit camera because it's more close by and a bit detailed. right? So now my camera is set. Now we need to manipulate our speed. Remember, we can either increase or decrease the speed. So what we're going to do, I want the first second or the first 2 seconds of this video to be fast, right? So I am going to hold this, and then I'm going to scrap that, right? Let's first reset this. You can also reset it actually. So let me say you have increased all the speed all the way, right? And then you don't want that, yeah? So let's say want the first 2 seconds of this video to be fast. Yeah, we want to increase the speed. We want fast motion and then back to the normal speed, right? So if you increase the speed to like 6 and you want to set a certain duration, for example, if you hold the left arrow like this, right, you can select the speed to the right, you see. So you can select it, for example, on the first 2 seconds, and then bang, and then we can apply it there, you see. Now right here we have the first 6 seconds at a high pace, right? But then that's so fast, so I'm going to bring this down to 4, rather 3. You see that? So, and then after that, here we're going to leave it as normal as it can get until Mbappe gets the ball right there. And then here, when Mbappe is receiving the ball, we're going to reduce this at times 0.2. And then again, we're going to set this duration and up to there, and then we shall apply that. So if we play all these, we have a high pace, normal pace, and then when Mbappe gets the ball, we are back to a slow pace, and then bang, just that, and then back to a normal pace, right? So I think this is perfect for me. You can play around with this and see what you like. So you can now come and apply a filter. Now, like I told you, you can choose any one, right? But personally, I prefer, you can actually play around with this one. The monochrome is actually quite nice, you see. Look at that. It looks quite interesting. Then bang. Or you could decide to set a duration, you know. You could decide to set a duration by pressing the right arrow or the right button, and then set a duration. And then let's say we want this filter from the time Vinicius releases the ball right here, and then apply that. And then if we have this, then back to normal, right? You can have that, and then back to normal. So if Vinicius releases the ball, we are back to normal. Or if you want the whole video, in the same filter, you could just reset this. You could just reset that and then reapply to the whole video around 65, depending on what you like. And then we have that without speed edit. Or you could play around with a cool other one. Personally, I don't find this filter nice. It looks shabby, you know. It looks shabby and it's not interesting. But if you play around with it, you could get something you like. Something right there. But I will stick with monochrome for sure. Actually, let me do 50. Now that we're done with this, we could now come and look for an effect. So vignette, like I told you earlier, adds either, you see, or it adds dark edges, you know. You see that? So it either adds that, you know, or it adds this. So you can play around with this and say something you like. For example, let's say the dark, I have Vinicius, and then I have Mbappe with my ball, and then bang. You see? Or you could have that. Just have it fade a bit whitish, you know, and then bam. Oh yeah, the whitish actually, the whitish looks a bit alright, you know. Just don't put it all the way up. You're going to have something that's vague. So let's do like 15 in the whitish, you know. And then we have that. Can't complain really. And then contrast, we would like to, if we increase this a little bit, let me see, if you increase it like around 35 and play that, wonderful. That looks a bit too much, so let's do something like 15 for the testing. And then there we go. There we go. And then we can come and play around with the highlights. For example, right, actually the highlights sharpen the image more, right? Look at this. If you decrease it, it looks blurry. But if you increase it, let's do 15. It looks sharp, looks sharper. And then Mbappe, and then bang. All right, and then exposure. So with exposure, that darkens. Oh, okay. So this is what we have. Looks epic. So now I think what I'm going to do with exposure, I'm going to set a certain duration where I want it to get darker when Mbappe is on the ball, right? Somewhere there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to snap it, and then I'm going to cut it, and then right here, rather actually, hold up, I'm going to snap it. Oh, give me a minute, my bad guys. Let's do the exposure. So what we're going to do with this exposure, all right, so let's have the 5 again. Let's hope I do it right now. All right, and then I'm going to set that, since I want it to get darker when Mbappe receives the ball, right? Right there, and then I play that. So if we play this, and then bang, look at that. Would you look at that? Looks cool, man. And then bang, ball in, and then we're back to normal speed. But after this, and then you have a whole perfect video. You have your replay. Then bang, beautiful stuff, man. And then you can decide to save this, you know. If you look at the bottom right corner of the screen, we have the save, and then you press that, and then you can save the video. Until video capture isn't available on this platform, you must use a recording tool of your choice if you wish to save the replay. And then after you confirm, there we go. With your recording software, the video will be recorded, and then Bang. Wonderful, wonderful, guys. You can do this with very many goals, you know. I'm coming to notice, actually, it seems you can only do this once for only one replay. You cannot save all replays because you cannot edit all replays, because we have edited one, right? But now I want you to look at this. It seems you can only edit one video, so you have to use this edit accordingly, man. You have to that one goal, because I can't edit again. I can only edit once, so you can save as many, but you can only save one goal, right? And then before we end this, I want you to look at another feature here. If you scroll through this menu, you will see the match recap. You see that? So if you open this, they'll basically get you the best moments of the match.
And it's wide, he's missed it.
And this was one of them. I don't even know I missed that penalty, guys.
Snatches it wide.
And then Mbappe's goal.
Mbappe! And they've scored to take a lead that's more than warranted.
And then there is that save.
He's in here.
So this basically just shows us all the highlights of the game. Damn, this free kick was so sweet. This basically just shows us all the highlights of the game, right? And it's fantastic, man. This was a miss. So it takes you through how the game has been, and the goals and the saves, and you can also play around with it the way you want, you know. So then you can always save them if you want to save all the highlights, in case you want to look at them later in the day, right? So you can do this, right, in your free time. You know, you've scored a banger, check it out, and then tell me in the comments what feature you like the most, what filters you like the most, you know, what effects you like the most, and how we can improve, actually, you know, because some of you have good video editors, you know. You could help us out. Let's help each other and have a blessed one, guys. See you again. See you next time. Subscribe, like, share, and you know, I was about to say follow, but it is what it is. Till next time, guys. Cheers.